I think it's going to be a killer spot for us this year.
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
What up, people? How's it going? Just got here. We're going to get ready to set up some cameras, do our summer. It is July. We're trying to do our summer preseason.
Kind of like scout report,
scout everything, check out the property, see what it's like, you know, because we got different crop rotation, all that stuff. You know, everybody gets excited this time of year.
It's just
you're already seeing everybody else's trail camera photos of velvet deer. It's like, oh, I gotta get out there.
Yeah, I know. We've just been jacking the dog, getting out here to do these cameras, and we finally got time today. And
time and batteries.
That's right, batteries, man. Batteries are expensive, so we're actually gonna get some solar panels. We'll do a video on that.
Yeah, we'll do a video.
We're gonna get some solar panels and put on these cameras, so we don't have to keep changing these freaking batteries. But we're out here at what we call the bully farm. It's where we killed the bully buck last year. If you guys haven't watched the video, go ahead and watch it. So, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. That was a great video. That was a perfect example of rut calling the deer in after it wasn't interested. Yeah, all that stuff. Get in here, watch that video, subscribe, and enjoy this video coming up. We're about to show you how we get the lowdown of where we put our trail cameras and how we figure that out.
Absolutely. Setting trail cameras.
Yep, we didn't have a lot of time last year to figure things out on this property. Luckily enough, we were lucky enough to find a good spot where the deer went around, and you know, of course, you saw Kage connect with the bully if you did watch it, and he actually, he got shot just about 40, 50 yards this way,
and then we finished him right down there.
Yep. So we're venturing a little bit further this way on the property where we originally saw the bully pop out. I think was on film too.
Correct. Yeah.
And so we found a good tree, we found a good intersection, and we just wanted to touch on how we key in on that. We've seen. Everybody knows that deer are creatures of the edge. If you don't hunt, you can at least hear people say that. I mean, you can even see them when you drive by a field. So we found a good edge on the neighboring property and our line here, and there's just a great opening where tractors drive through right here. So we're going to get on this security tree here. Yep. High security. We recommend the locust tree for every trail camera you set.
Yes, people don't touch them because ow.
And, of course, it's the only tree we can actually get anything on, so this is it. But we have a good view of where these deer should be intersecting right here. Just a highway right here, I think.
Yep, and then our I guess my camera of choice this year went with the same one as last year. Went with Tacticam Reveal. This is the 2.0. Whenever you watch this, they have already came out with the 3.0 and the Pro.
Yeah, I think they just released that a few days ago, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They just did the big reveal.
Which, today is July 6th.
July 6th, and it's warm.
Yeah, it's not as hot as it could be, that's for sure. So I'm thankful for that. It's the low 80s, mid 80s right now. So
yeah, but
not as humid.
No, it is not. But these Tacticam has been a good camera. I mean, they've gotten everything we've needed.
They send us pictures when they take us pictures.
Yes, I mean immediately, so we don't have to wait nothing. Yeah. So, and they just came out with a new thing. You can request a demand photo.
Oh yeah,
so that's pretty neat. But we'll set this camera and we'll kind of show you like what we're targeting and just kind of how it's going to go. So we have the Tacticam. So what I like to do is I like to come behind the tree, and you kind of don't poke yourself, but you find the angle that you want the Tacticam at, and we kind of want it. There's a property line post right there, and it curves around, so we have this here. But we have it angled right between the property line post and then our trees off to the left, because we see that we see all this bedded down grass, and we see all the trails intersect going to that tractor entrance over there. So that is what we want to face our camera at. That's our target. For this scenario, but good practice for your trail cameras is deer are like they're really skittish. So if they see anything like flailing around or anything, it bothers them. So what I like to do is you take your excess and you wrap it around the camera, and then on one of the sides you'll be able to tuck it in right behind the camera, just like so. And then you can shut it. And it's not going anywhere, and the pressure of your clip holds the holds the excess behind it. So, but once you get all that set up, obviously go through your test picture, and then you should be good. After your setup photo, after you get your test photo, you come back to the camera and you flip it to on and leave it on. Then you can go ahead and shut it.
It's good. Set it and forget it from that point.
It's set. So, and then whatever time you did your setup photo, you'll get a photo at that exact time every day as a check-in photo to make sure your camera is okay and working. So, I guess follow us. We're gonna go to the next one. Real quick, if you've made it this far in the video, go to the comment section. Well, first of all, subscribe to the channel because you're not going to want to miss this year's footage we got planned. And second of all, we would like for you to comment your favorite mechanical broadhead in the comment section down below. So me, Brandon and I, we crossed over the creek way up there, and we crossed the bean field. We're over here in what we call the bedroom. Me and him stayed out of here last year for the sole reason of there's just the deer being here all the time. So we just tried to stay out of here, and we didn't have a camera in here last year. So we're gonna put one up this year and hang a set in here probably a little bit later.
It's right on the edge. It's all we're touching.
Yeah. So we don't want to intrude this area too much, as you can just see. This is what we're looking at here. It is just paths, you know, just going everywhere, trails everywhere. It's just beat down really good. So we're going to set up another trail camera facing this area. That way we can see what's over here. So we're going to see what we get on this camera.
Picked another security tree.
Yeah, another willow tree. And again, this is the Reveal 2.0.
Is that one of your older ones?
Yeah, this is one of my originals. Obviously, the strap got chewed through, so had to upgrade the strap a little. These things have a tendency to move out of the way, so if there's anything around it, just try and break it off, so that way this thing has a clean workspace. And then again, all you do is open it up, move it to setup, let it get its connection with whatever, either AT&T or Verizon on these older ones. Then you'll get a picture whenever it's got its connection. These ticks are fierce, man. They're all over the place.
Yeah, do pay attention when you go out.
Yeah.
Ticks. They're bad around us this year.
Yeah, they're pretty. What have we had? 4 or 5 so far?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Okay, so you got that. Then once you get your, did you show them the connection? Right here's your connection point. Once you see your bars, you have your battery, the Wi-Fi, and then the SD card and status. Once you have your bars are set, then you move this to on, and then it'll start sending photos. So we'll close that and leave it set there till I get my photo, and then we know we're good. And then the photo will kind of tell us left, right, up, down. But I think looking at it, we should be in the clear. Usually takes about 2 minutes to get your photo, but after that, it's instantaneous. It's the first initial setup, getting the connection and everything. But if you come into the app, let me show you guys here. If you come into the app, you can hit the 3 bars up top, and then hit cameras, and then whatever one this is, which this is number 1. So that is going to be this one right here. So it says active now, and it's got a strong signal right there. So we should be getting our photo here any second. All right, so we got our check-in photo. It took, like I said, about 2 minutes. But here's our initial setup photo, which is exactly what we were wanting to see. So that is another camera set. That's 2. We have 4 out here, or no, 5 out here, but I only have 3 that are working at the moment. I gotta change the batteries on the 2, but we're gonna go set the last one and then roll out.
All right, so we were just walking from doing that last trail camera set, trying to walk across to closer to where our stand is right now and do another set there. But we're just looking for some most recent information, and it looks like we got like maybe a bachelor pair of buck tracks walking through this bean field, heading straight into the section we hunt the most on. So that's looking pretty promising. We know of 3 big bucks we want to key in on this year for this place, and we can only dream that it's 2 of those guys.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So yeah, that's just one thing you gotta be watching out for. Not only can you see good trails, but just always pay attention to because we had rain here last few days, so we know it had to be made then, because it looks like muddy tracks that have dried up.
So for like people wanting to be able to tell a distinct difference between a buck and a doe, what do does do differently than bucks?
They prance. No. So bucks, like 9 times out of 10, you're going to see a buck track spread like this. But also, if you have a fresher track, I might have something up here, right here. You can tell how it spreads, but also you can see there's 2 dew claw marks. The buck's dew claws in the back of their foot always make contact with the ground. Sometimes does will, but that's in deep mud. So usually when you see that good spread, it could be a doe, but it's most likely a buck. And then when you see the dew claws, for sure, you know you've got a buck. It's just something about doe tracks. They usually don't spread like that. They make that V. They barely spread to where you can tell the 2 hooves, but yeah, it's just more of a horseshoe shape almost. So that's a good way to find if you've got a buck track. And then people say you can't tell the size of a buck by the size of the track, but I think sometimes you kind of can. A bigger track, it's going to be maybe an older deer, a bigger deer. So that's just one way we always look at it.
Very nice. So do bucks overlap tracks, or is?
I think most deer will walk where their back foot almost lands in the front foot track. After their front foot picks up, the back foot kind of lands in the same track. I don't know why they do that. I think it's just the way they walk. But that's why I think you have 2 different bucks here, because you got one set over there and one set in a straight line here. So I think you had maybe a bachelor pair walking with each other like they do most of the time this year. Okay, we found the spot. Is this the last one?
This is the last one for today.
Last camera for today for this farm. Just after we touched a little bit on some tracks we found cutting across this bean field that we hunt around, we actually found just a lot more tracks that just pointed us saying, hey, we need to get something to show pictures on where this is happening. So we got a lot of tracks in this little base here, and it looks like they kind of, I mean, you can see where it's mowed down here already in this farmer's field. This is just a connection point right here. They all come right here, right through here. And what they do from there, we don't know, but we're going to hone in on that with some other cameras we got going on. But we picked about the most complicated spot we could for this. It just worked out perfectly to elevate this camera because there's a little bit of a berm down here. So Kage shed a little blood more than sweat this time, and got cut up, climbed up in a tree, got it hung up in there, got it connected. We did have to put a customized wedge system under this one to help us get that angle we want, because it would have been pointing down this berm.
You got to patent that?
Yes, yes.
What are you calling that? Tree wedge?
The tree wedge. I think somebody already made that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I've always done that for anything that's in a crooked tree, just trying to level it out the best we can, trying to get those nice shots. Kage just got that setup photo. It's a perfect picture. it kind of just catches this whole area here, and especially where those deer are going to be crossing. So, and there we are right there. There's a picture of us videoing right now. So that's exactly the photos we want. Now we're just hoping those big boys that we got in action last year are what we see right here instead of us two goons sitting here with the camera.
All right. So we got 3 cameras set. Where we want them, where we think is the best
for now.
spots for now, yeah.
It's all a moving game. You know, you get out here, especially the first full year we've been hunting this place.
Yeah.
We're trying to key on the best spots, and that's really what the whole camera game is. And it could change every year based on the crop rotation. This year's beans. Last year was corn. You never know. So you got to get out here, get your cameras in, especially now when the velvets start, when the bucks are, you know, peeking out in their velvet. In the next month or two, they'll be shedding it. And so we got to key on what bucks are here and how they're traveling. And that's just the best way to do it, is get those cameras out there, do the legwork. Here in about a month, we're going to be out here in this bean field scouting with some binos and some lawn chairs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the first good step, is finding some good spots for cameras, and they can kind of do the legwork for us.
Yeah, we can kind of just get some at-home scouting done. I mean, cameras are your best friend.
These cell cameras have changed everything.
They changed the game.
Yeah.
But
as far as like the one thing we're really trying to stick with at any property we touch is clean entry and exit, and that's why we've got these e-bikes.
Yeah.
These have been a game changer. And
who makes these?
Sonata makes these ones. Just a online business. I've never seen them in a store yet, but they have a really good online store. These aren't very expensive. I know there's a lot of outdoor bike companies that are really high priced, so we went with the budget-friendly ones.
Yeah.
But they work for us great, and they just make a clean entry and exit. When we hunted here last year, you shot the bully, we had the bikes underneath our tree stands.
And there's still deer out whenever we exited.
I've had deer actually come up to the bikes where I stash them, and they sniff them and just walk by. They don't care.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but the bikes are key for us fat guys to not have to wear ourselves out, because it's a good ways off the road here.
I mean, how far back are we? A mile? Close?
I'd say we're half mile, 3/4 mile.
Half mile, 3/4 mile.
By the time you actually walk to where some of the trail cameras are, yeah, you're probably a mile or so. So, no. Yeah. Whatever you can do to make sure you get out there, and if you're worried about all the work it takes, get an e-bike.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, these weren't.
That way you can't complain about, hey, I didn't get any cameras out this year. I don't know what's going on, so I'm just not going to hunt.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just makes it easier.
Whatever you can do to get an edge on these whitetails, they're smart.
Yeah, and they're only getting smarter.
Yeah. So hopefully get some scouting done here. We're going to put this video together, get it out there of how we do our trail cameras. And then we're going to be doing some in the field scouting, just sitting there watching the deer do their thing, so we can really tell if our cameras are in the right spot.
Absolutely. Well, Optimus, with that being said, what do you say?
Let's roll out.